So this is the Aputure Amaran 200D. It's a new light from Aputure, and for around $500, this is one of the best value lights you can buy right now. This is the 200D. This is a daylight balanced LED point source light. It's balanced at 5600 Kelvin and it's bright as hell. Now the 200 and the 200D stands for 200 watts. So in their Lightstorm series, there's 120D, 300D, and now the 600D. There's also the 300X, which is a bicolor, but it's very similar to 300D. Now, those lights are fantastic. The Lightstorm series lights are metal encased, very robust, come with all the bags and hardware you need, and they have all the features that a professional set would need. Now, these new series lights, the 200D, 100D, 200X, and 100X are fantastic lights, great quality of light, but they're more aimed towards creators and people who don't need to truck around lights to big sets and throw them in backs of cars all the time. There's not a huge difference in the light output compared to these. Like, obviously they're different luxes and whatnot, but the big differences are in the build quality. So the Lightstorm series is all metal encased and they're just durable as hell. Now these guys are made in a hard plastic and they have a few different features, but I don't think I could break these. Well, I could break it, but I don't think it's going to break. I don't think it's going to be any less of a light than the other one. So let's talk about the build on this guy in particular. So you got a hard plastic shell all around. It's actually quite nice. You have the same bones mount that you have with all the other Aputure lights. So any modifiers you have, you can throw on these little guys. It's a little bit smaller than the 120D, and that's partly because of the handle. The 120D has a yoke and the other ones have a big yoke, so the handle comes around here and it's got a different mount. It's not an issue at all. It's not going to change the way the light works. It's just a different mount. Now the one thing this has is a little different is this one has the umbrella mount on it. So if you're on a budget and you want to do things a little cheaper, you can just throw an umbrella on there and then you have a great source of light. It's a very simple design in the back where you have the DC in. It's a 3-pin XLR cable. So it has one control knob, which is your light intensity, but it also has a push portion to it so you can go up incrementally in light. Over to the right here, there's a Bluetooth reset button, which is just to help you get it linked to the Sidus link. And then obviously the on and off switch. Now, fans in the top, and that's about it. It's a tiny little square. So it also comes with this reflector, which is a little different than the 120 reflector, and I actually love it. It's great. There's a couple little detail-oriented points about the power cable that I want to talk about. So the brick itself plugs into an AC power cable and that goes to the wall. That's the shorter cable. That 3-prong plug has a little locking mechanism in it. So if that brick is hanging or if somebody kicks it or whatnot, it's not going to shut the light off. Nothing's going to happen because it's locked in there. All you have to do is pull the pin back to unplug it. Another thing they have is a cable that will hang on the light stand. Now this cable is if you're going to hang it. I prefer to leave it on the floor, so I'm probably not going to use that. But the great thing is I can take that little cable off. It just unscrews, put it back on, take it off, whatever you want. I like having that option. And those details are what make companies like this stand out to me. That means they're paying attention to what people want and what people are saying. So let's talk about the output of this light. So the 120D on me right now is at 90-ish% and it's almost at full power. And it's great. The light's fantastic. It's hitting me nicely and I like everything that's happening. But if I were to switch to the 200D, I would not need to go nearly as high in strength. If I put this on and switch these, I think I'd probably be about 30-40% at the most. That's a significant power increase. And for the difference in price from the 200D to the 120D, this is closer, if not more, than a 300D at a fraction of the price. So if you're in a budget and you need high-end output, this is your guy right here. You can get 2 or 3 of these actually for the same price you could a 300D, and that's incredible. That's a full light kit for less than the price of one existing light. Now it's not as robust, you don't get a bag, you gotta spend a little more to get a couple things, but it still comes in cheaper. I did a little pricing and you can buy a 200D, a 100D, Aputure lantern, 2 light stands, and a simple Godox bag, let's say, for around $1,300. That means you're getting a full lighting kit with key light, hair light, modifier, and stands for cheaper or very close to the price of just the 120D. Now, they're for different people, but if you're just starting out and you want a full light kit, that's the way to go. These lights are fantastic and they're so easy to use that if you're just starting, please do yourself a favor and grab these. Another thing about this light compared to say less the 120D is the Sidus Link. This has Sidus Link built in. And what Sidus Link is, it's an app that can control your lights. And it can not only control one light, it can control all your Sidus Link enabled lights. So if I had 10 of these, I could hook them all up to the app and control them all from my phone in one spot. This is amazing for getting things done quickly. If you're a one-man band, if you're just doing talking head stuff and you are the talking head like I'm doing right now, I can change all the lights in my scene just by sitting here. That to me is the future, and that's great. Now the 120D came with a remote and you could do up to 3 lights with that, and it was the same idea, but with the app you can control the curves, you can control a whole bunch more things than you could with just a remote. I'm not gonna get too much into the app because it's self-explanatory once you get through it. So what's this light for? This is a great key light, this is a great like main light to have, this is a great studio light. This will travel with you, you can just put it in your camera bag. It's just a good all-around light, and especially for the price, it's unbelievable. I can't believe Aputure came out with these series of lights at this price point. The value for money is through the roof. I can't recommend this enough just based on the price alone.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something else I can help with?
Siri there. If you're gonna go out and buy a new light, if you need a new light, 200D, 100D, 200X, 100X, these lights are fantastic. So let's talk value for money. For around $500, these lights are incredible. Now, they're not the greatest lights ever, like a few things you could change, but they're tiny things. And is it worth the extra price, like double the price for the couple things? Absolutely not. If you're a new creator or someone just running a studio that needs a couple lights that are gonna stay in the same spot, 100%. These are exactly what you need. This is what you are after. I'm gonna take this on shoots with me and I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna see if I can keep up with the 120D as far as like robust quality and staying together and just working all the time. I think it will, and I will keep you updated as we go along. But I'll put the link to Aputure's website in the description below, and you can get these at a few retailers. I think they're sold out a lot of the places at the moment, but they'll stock back up and I would pre-order it right now. Thanks so much for paying attention to me for all this time, and I hope you pick some of these up and I hope you really enjoy it. Have a great day.